All right, FightHype.com here with my man. Here we go again. I was about to introduce you like don't nobody know who you are, but everybody knows who you are. Andre Ward. Dre, just finished up your media workout. I mean, how you feel? I mean, I told you off camera already. I felt like you gave him a lot. You looked really sharp. But how do you feel? I mean, you're 3 weeks out.
I feel good. I feel like I'm right where I need to be. And I had to give, the media, and the fans something. If I don't give enough, then I get in trouble for that. So I just want to give everybody enough to get excited about, let them know we're over here working, and it's coming together. So I'm feeling good.
How do you feel about, this fight in general? I mean, I know everybody pitches it as, your biggest fight. And I know you as a fighter, I mean, every fight you guys fight is your biggest fight because they're that important. But just from your point of view, are you kind of viewing it as though it's different, it's special? I mean, is there more about this fight? Or
I mean, it's definitely more. It's a lot. It's the time in my career that I'm taking this fight. It's moving up in weight. It's the type of fighter I'm going up against. It's those things make it different and make it a little bit more, but it's not something that I haven't dealt with. In terms of the pressure and in terms of needing to get a win and needing to perform. That stuff, I've been there and done that. And it's not something. It's not like my biggest fight, like my first title fight. I haven't tasted that at all. It's not that. So we understand the magnitude of it, and it's a big deal, and we're preparing accordingly.
Well, that's why I kind of asked, just because. I mean, you have had, fights like this in the past. You've had fights where you weren't supposed to win. Right. You're fighting someone who's a big puncher, and time and time again, you come out, you pass with flying colors and everything. So really, this fight, even though it is that big, it's almost no different than any of your other fights.
It's the same recipe, man. I gotta prepare the right way, mentally, physically. In every possible way, and then it's time to go get what I feel is mine. That's what it always boils down to. And it's crazy because personally I don't really look at it like it's anything different, because I have people come up to me and say, man, it's a big fight, man. And I'm like, bro, the last one was big to me. The one before that was big. Like, I train with that same desperation and that same intensity literally every fight. And it sounds cliche, it sounds like something that sounds good, but literally that's my home, that's where I live. So outsiders pick and choose, oh, he's not fighting nobody. But when you can't afford to slip and you have no room, and I mean no room for air, me not looking good is like a L sometimes, the way sometimes writers write. So the standard for me is way up here no matter who I'm fighting. So we don't play any games when we prepare. We lock in, we do what we got to do. Different opponent, a great opponent, a great champion we're going up against. We're getting ready for that. But man, the intensity and needing to win and all of that stuff is the same. It's the same ingredients.
Does that, the criticism, does that kind of, in a sense, help you stay motivated, keep that edge when you're training for fights?
I mean, the reality is, like, criticism is becoming less and less important. I don't even know where it ranks on the scale of motivation, to be honest with you. As I get older, man, I'm focused on the people that's been riding with me, the people that's been putting their necks out for me, the people that's been supporting me, the people that have believed. Those are the people that I want to prove right. Because those same critics, they're going to do what they do. I've won big fights and they've taken it away. Oh, you didn't do this. So I'm not depending on them to get behind me. So, as I become older, man, I become indifferent toward that stuff. I don't honestly, people can write what they want to write. It's good, pumps the fight up. I see my fans and supporters riding for me and say, hey, man, what are you talking about? So it's all part of it, man. I embrace it. Critics are going to be critics, man. Do what you do. And those that support me, man, I appreciate you, man, and I'm working to prove you right.
Do you think it would be safe to say that your toughest opponent is maybe yourself? Because I know you're on a quest for greatness, you're on a quest for excellence, but when you're searching for it, how do you satisfy yourself?
I'm hard to satisfy, so you may be right about that. You know, it's a gift and a curse, man. That perfectionism it can be bad and it can be very good. So I just try to listen to to Verge, and he's seeing what I'm not seeing. He's on the outside looking in. So if he says I had a good day, in my mind I'm like, yeah, but I did a lot wrong. Try to take his word for it. And whether we have a good day or a bad day in the gym, I'm trying to learn to enjoy what I'm doing more and more. Because me and Verge talked about this a little bit today. Like, I came up where it was about isolating yourself, getting ready for the task at hand, and just getting the job done and then moving on to the next job. Very blue collar type of mentality. And as I'm getting older, I can still have that mentality and still work hard, but like, I gotta enjoy the process, man. I gotta have fun, because when I'm having fun and I'm enjoying my job, man, I perform and do things that I didn't know I could do. So that's the balance. Is we're gonna strive for excellence. We're gonna keep pushing to be great. But I want to enjoy the process along the way. I can't allow myself to be robbed of that.
Now, how do you do that, though? How do you enjoy the process when you're in camp for 8 weeks, grueling, grinding, getting ready to go to battle? So, is it possible?
It's hard. It's possible, but it's hard. But you have days where, you come in the gym, you may not want to talk too much. You're missing your family. Your body's a little tired, and it's just how you feel that day. But then, you gotta bounce back the next day and say, man, you know what? Like today, we had a great day today. Talking to the media, it's a lot of pressure. You got a lot of obligations, but I think it's just your perspective, man. How do you look at it? You look at it like a chore, or do you look at it like, man, I'm just thankful to be here, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. And when you start being thankful for what you do have and what's going on, I think that's an easy way to appreciate things a little bit more.
Do you think, when you guys do fight November 19th, when November 20th rolls around, you're victorious, do you think you'll be satisfied with the accomplishment?
I hope so. I hope so. The end game is to perform well and get my hand raised, and that's all I can think about right now. So, and I'm gonna have fun doing it. Just because it's a big stage, don't mean that we tighten up and not perform. We're gonna do what we want to do, and that's the mindset. And that's been my mindset since I've been a kid. And when I don't perform, when I don't have fun and enjoy it, those are the times when you don't see the best performances. So. Yeah, we're not gonna get tight because it's a big night. We're gonna show up and show out. That's what we plan.